baby, hate my share. But you know what, I'm fata. SMIKE. With wow, I feel yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, me hima. Oh, yeah, me hima.
2022 forward. That's why when you see the tax expense at 2023, it's a dash over there. So that is the explanation I can give to that. If we're in a loss position, you would not have any taxes there so that you defer it. And secondly, that would also have had the reflection in your current liabilities. And if you look at your current liabilities, they both stood still, 35 million, 35 million. There was no increment in that, in specific reference terms, so that at least that could also some way have justified. But if we were in the loss, you would not have to pay taxes. Yes. So there should not be any deferred taxes carrying. Yes. Or profit in previous 2-3 years back, we were making losses, so they carried over losses. Perfect. So it means if 2-3 years we are making losses, you cannot have taxes that you defer. Because if you are making losses, there will be no taxes. So if 2-3 years before 2020 you're making losses, there will be no taxes for you to defer, and for when you made making losses, there will be no taxes for you to defer, and for when you made profit and paid 4 million and still had deferred taxes. So please, I would relook at this and talk to the tax consultant on this. Okay, all right. You have a relook at it.
Okay, the next infraction is from Honorable Cletus Depal.
Thank you, Chairman. Yes, Dombo. I'm from Dombo's hometown. Yes. They have to come and do a lot there. Anyway, Chairman, this infraction has to do with some enforcement. Two of your customers defaulted. There was a court enforcement that you recover some money to the tune of 470,000 United States. What you've done so far in terms of recovering this amount?
Honorable Chair, with your permission, I will refer this to the legal officer, Mr. Asante, to respond to the committee.
File the processes in court to have the matter continued. For one of the first of it, we are going through with it. We are at the stage of hearing the matter, and virtually we will say we are in course to make sure that we enforce the debt.
Okay, companies, do they still do business with you?
No.
The legal officer, do you have any idea about the Public Financial Management Act 2016?
Yes, I do.
Section 91. How long have you been, dilly-dallying with these people for 470,000 US dollars?
So there was a form of settlement agreement or make the payment.
So, with all due respect, that wasn't my question. How long have you been playing around with these people?
So the case with the last of activities was in 2023. Then in 2024, the legal officer then commenced with the process to enforce it.
But why can't we enforce it? The court ruled in your favor, right?
There is no conclusion yet for one of them. But for one, there was a settlement agreement, and we are taking steps to enforce it.
The settlement agreement for how much?
For about $240,000.
Why can't we?
An entry of judgment has been filed that leave is granted by the court. Then we can attempt settlement. We can attempt enforcement on the companies.
Minister, on the Public Financial Management Act 2016, Section 91, it says collection and receipt of monies due public corporations. The Board of Directors of a public corporation governed by this act shall ensure the efficient management of financial resources of the public corporation, including collection and receipt of monies due to the public corporation. Number two, where a public corporation willfully or negligently fails to ensure that monies due to the public corporation are collected or received, the minister shall, upon the recommendations of the Attorney General, Auditor General, with the governing body of the public corporation, either jointly or severally. I am so nobody is collecting it. When did you enter the settlement agreement?
It's, to the best of my recollection, I think it was somewhere. So the arrangement was that money should be paid by installment because as at the time the service was done, the company could not pay shipyard. So in the course of time, they defaulted in the payment of the installment.
Do they have any sureties?
Yes.
Why don't you fall on the sureties?
That's why I said we are taking steps. We filed the
But
entry of
when?
judgment.
How long?
We've done it. We are in court now, sir.
How many of the installment payments did they make?
I don't have it off record. Sir.
It's 470 Donald Trump dollars that these people owe 470,000 Donald Trump dollars. And this, okay,
Chairman, I would advise the minister and the management, Tema Shipyard, that we don't want to see this next year. We want to see effort being made to recover the money. You are not that company that has so much money. You need money for your own operations and development. So if your customers are owing you this amount of money, it's big. 470 United States dollars is not small money. 1,000. So you have to make effort to collect it. It will help the company to run. Thank you. But we don't want to see the next audit report. We don't want to see it.
So, proceedings, but the available information, the background checks that we have done, those vessels are scrapped. Those companies are done, they don't exist any longer. So once you have mentioned the fact that this thing is going to happen, maybe probably next year you don't want to see it. But the guarantors, they have used vehicles, and those vehicles they don't exist.
and you are telling us that nothing could be done about it.
No, Chair, what he trying to put across is that we have checked those companies. The sureties they put are non-scrap. And that is why we have gone back to court to pursue them. So it is not that we are saying nothing will be done. No, he wanted to communicate, but we are back to court to be able to enforce that retrieval of the 470,000 US dollars, because all that they gave in surety are not anything we can get anything from it. So we are hopeful that we'll go through the legals, the retrieval.
One of them has a landed property, valued over 300,000.
This has a lot of dimensions because it's in court. Some of those indentures they give are fake. So the court want to go through the processes and ensure that the court will now give a judgment for us to be able to enforce.
Mister, we are looking at the name of the court being Tema High Court, and the defendant is MT Sweet Mary and two others. And you have the suit number. Item that was seized was a vessel. But when you go to the surety that the person provided, it was a titled document covering landed properties with a price valued of not less than 300,000 US dollars or its equivalent in cedis. How can such a property be scrapped for you to go back to the court? Following up